I remember my chicken was about 6 months old. And nobody was telling me 11,000. To buy 6-month-old chicken, I told them leave it. Yeah. So I go to them buy a chicken and bought all the chicken.
So my name is Kawekwa Douglas. I'm a structural engineer by profession, and I'm an entrepreneur and an innovator. I don't say life what I believe in. But of course, I've done music and I'm able to entertain. Yes, I'm not DJing but an artist. I do what we call radical ministry.
Sample there.
So I'm glad to be here to see each one of you. I hope everyone's good. That's why I was asking how each one of you is doing. I already love each one of you as much as possible, and I love Africa. And I love you so much. So I met Claire at some meetup engagement, and we discussed a little bit of what she does and what I do. Alongside the engineering and the entrepreneurship and the innovation I do. So today we are here with my colleagues. They'll share them. They're going to introduce themselves. I'll just share briefly what I do. That's my profession, but I don't say my structure name work. I'm an innovator and entrepreneur. So I'm the team lead at MindLyfe. MindLyfe. Life with L-Y-F-E. Mind? Yeah, let me ask, when do we die? When does someone die? When does someone die? When they die? When does someone die? Okay, any other when does someone die? When they stop breathing. Okay, that's one option. Yes?
Somebody dies when he stops thinking.
When they stop thinking. I love that also. Yes, sir. When what? When you lose hope. When you lose hope, you die. Yes, sir.
Someone can die of stress.
Someone dies stress. Of stress. Yeah. When you're broke.
Especially from a girl. It's okay.
Okay. Let me ask. When you're broke, what is the definition of broke? What context are you meaning broke?
Nobody.
Broke, what do you mean by broke? No money in the world, little money.
Yeah, little money, you can't enjoy.
You can't enjoy it.
You can't afford it after what you want to do.
What you want to do?
So we're living in life of insufficiency.
Life of insufficiency. I agree that money is the first hit in life. The first hit in life, right?
Yes.
It's the first basic.
It's a catalyst, yes.
Yes.
Money is a catalyst in life.
It's everything.
It's everything.
It's not everything.
Okay, someone say something, yes?
When you say money is a catalyst,
Oh, Jesus has shared something very interesting to what I actually was going to share. When the mind is off, we die when your mind stops working. In my world, this is just me personally, I believe we have people who are living, people who are dead living, people who are living dead, and those who are just existing. This is what we're going to talk about, mental health. Like I shared, I'm balancing my profession as well as MindLyfe. We are a digital platform whereby people can get professional mental health services on your phone and your PC. What you would call teletherapy, e-mental health services. So we're going to share with you about mental health. My team is going to share with you about mental health. I'm calling it my team because we are together. So I'll also tell you my team. So this is a belonging. Going back to what you're saying, when you have little money or you're broke, everything stops. Let me give you a testimony. With the work I do, let me give you a testimony, a real life testimony. We have a club at Nalisusa Girls School. It's called VKA MindLyfe. This girl, I'd seen her for some time, but she was a bit not so much open. This is Form 3 class. But 2 weeks ago when I was talking to her about our club, she came and told me, I don't feel, my parents are not okay with me. I don't have someone I love at school and my friends don't love me. School doesn't make sense. And she told me, I don't belong. What do you think that means? She told me, this is what she said, I'm quoting. I'm having problems at home, my parents, I have problems at school, I don't have any friend here. I've treated my school, my studies, I'm not performing well, and I don't belong. What does that mean? What do you think that means?
Psychological issues.
Psychological issues. Yes. Yes, Sebo.
No, there's a certain void.
A certain void.
Yeah.
She's feeling a certain void.
Yeah.
All what you're saying is true. But
Emptiness.
emptiness. And that in the context, I've gone through this. She was trying to say, life makes no sense, and she's thinking of committing suicide.
Yeah.
This is the point. This is a girl when with other girls, she's fine, she's beautiful. You see her talk to other people, but she's feeling committing suicide. At night, suicide girls school, just here when you walk here to talk to her. But we have people who are actually willing to help. And how many of you have ever talked to a mental health professional? Maybe a counselor, a mental health psychiatrist, or a clinical psychologist. Evie? How many of you talk to a stranger when you have a problem? You rather go talk to a stranger? You've talked to a psychiatrist before?
I've talked to an art counselor.
Priska's talked to a psychiatrist before. How many of you talk to a stranger when you have a problem? Oh, okay, family member. Yes, I've had girls come to me and like, I would rather go talk to this stranger. I tell them what I feel, they see what they say, then I'll be okay. But I can't tell my best friend. So some people talk. Okay, how many of you talk to your pastor? Shoes. Good. Yeah, man, I'm good to see you. I love you so much, and I hope to share with you. Yeah, that's it.
What can I say after Douglas has introduced himself like that? A lot?
Challenge.
Yeah, okay, so my name is Zahara Lukwanzi. I'm a mental health practitioner, but you can call me Z because that's what a lot of people call me, so they prefer Z because it's very short and precise, yeah? So,
Sorry. That's me.
I'm so sorry. Good morning, everyone. My name is Zahara Lukwanzi. I am a mental health practitioner, but you can call me Z, yeah? Because a lot of people call me Z because it's easier for them, so they just say Just Z. Just the letter Z or Z-E-D, whichever, okay? Whichever you prefer. Yeah, but Zahara Lukwanzi is my name, yeah? And I am a team lead in an organization called Mpuliza. Does anyone know what that word means?
Listen to me.
Okay, that's one way. Listen to me. And any other way?
Hear me out.
Hear me out. Thank you very much. So that's basically it, yeah? So it can mean listen to me, hear me out, or depending on how you say it, yeah? It can mean Mpuliza, mean listen to me, or Mpuliza to mean I'm listening. Yeah, so I'm a team lead on that. It's an organization that raises awareness about different issues. It's mental health and so many other things, yeah? It's not only mental health that people need to listen to. Yeah.
Excuse me, louder please.
Louder? Focusing on mental health today, yeah? But so many other things that we do. It's not just about mental health. And does anyone know anything about mental health here? Anyone? No right or wrong answer. You can share anything that you know, however small. What is it? Anything? Okay, don't worry, we'll tell you all about it anyway, okay? And for people who wanted me to describe what I am wearing so you can understand, I'm wearing, I don't know, what color is this, guys? My trousers.
Lemon, sage green.
Is it green?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's go with green because that's easier, yeah? So I'm wearing green trousers. I'm wearing, I think, green trainers as well with a bit of white. And my hair is, I don't know what this is called. It's called natural twists. I've got natural twists, yes, because they're very low maintenance. I don't like things that look complicated, so I like my natural twists. They're very, very low maintenance. Yeah? Oh, yes, and my edges are laid, yes. I've got small earrings, gold earrings. And my shirt is a silk shirt. It's should I say a beige color, but with black.
Thank you, Zara, Zed, and Douglas. My name is Timothy Alungi. I am a medical practitioner by profession. I'm a clinical psychiatrist. Someone said that they've seen a psychiatrist before. I'm a clinical psychiatrist. What I do is that I assess, I treat, I manage, monitor illnesses in children, in adults. Trouble not in the sense that they are trouble in the sense that in case there are challenging behaviors with children. Okay? In Uganda, for example, I'll just highlight some. In Uganda or the world over, but most especially our case scenario, the only time we actually focus on the child is when the child is not performing well in school, isn't it? That's when the parents become concerned. That, Timothy has a problem. But before that, I am a father. I'm a husband. I'm a brother to someone. And I'm an uncle to someone. I'm the son, actually. I'm a son to someone as well. I'm a son to someone as well. Although my parents are long departed, but I'm a son. You know? So, you get the picture. Every one of us here has a role to play, has a responsibility in one or more of those particular categories I've mentioned. When I look at you, I see I see lots of potential ahead of you. I see people who actually want to make a difference or to be better. You not deal with everything. Because remember, when I'm conducting an interview, I assume that I've gotten the best person or the best candidate for that particular job, isn't it? Yeah? The best candidate. What's your name? Benita. I've gotten Benita and she's the best candidate. So now, that means I have a license to rest and lay back, isn't it? Because I have Benita. And Benita cannot start telling me that, no, I have her needs and concerns become secondary. Isn't it? And that is what is actually out there in the world. Should you get a job? So, employers are looking for people who are resilient, people who can be able to withstand that kind of pressure or whatever is thrown their way. In fact, the world has gotten it wrong. The more stressful a workplace is, the better. That's the understanding, apparently. That, this place we work too hard, for us we are... Is it? Very important topic called self-care. Its needs, its importances, and its benefits to us. The roads are closed, so I had to use the back roads. Using the back roads, there are trucks also lazing or taking, going slowly. But at the back of my mind, I'm like, cousin, I've got to see Benita. I've got to see, what's your name? Geoffrey. I've got to see Geoffrey. You said your name is? Brian. I've got to see Brian. I've got to be in that particular meeting. So already, even I was facing a lot of anxiety because I am late. My stress levels were through the roof. But meanwhile, by the way, I do this for a living. I actually help people cope with stress, anxiety, depression, and all those mental disorders. Are we together?
Yeah.
What does that mean? That means that even I am not immune
Exactly.
to what you're going to be subjected to, and I face it every day. Are we together? Again, there was no one coming. I just imagined, now I'm finished. I just imagine I'm finished. Then
I peeped through and I saw you guys were already seated. I said to Mike, oh my God, these people are all waiting for me and I've delayed. Now this is 10:10. Then the gate man comes and he tells me, no, you're going to park outside here. Yeah? So now I even want to give him the keys and he parks for me because I'm anxious. Are we together? But finally, I get in. And in this period, while you guys were doing whatever you were doing, I was able to calm down,
recollect myself,
and and prepare myself to be able to deliver whatever I have to deliver. But let's talk mental health. Earlier on, Zahara asked the question that, what do you know about mental health? None of you volunteered it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bona Timothy. I think basically mental health is you know our I would term it as being healthy.
Yeah.
Psychologically, without you know, being affected emotionally or psychologically either. That would basically define what mental health is. If your health status is protected,
yes,
from certain adversities that might affect it, you have credit to shine in mental health.
Brilliant. Or psych. Okay? Psychological. He mentioned that. Basically, when we're talking about mental health, we have 4 pillars. And every one of them is critical. Health, first of all, as a word, is a state of well-being. I am well. Are we together? It's a state of well-being. Now let's look at mental. Let's look at mental as in the mind. So my being of my mind is well. But besides that, let us also look at the 4 pillars. When your well-being is muzuri, your mind, we look at the first pillar, whereby one is able to realize their abilities. Everyone here has a lot they hope for, has an ability. I don't know what each of your abilities are, but everyone here has potential. So those are abilities. Then, every one of us here has stresses in life. Those are everyone. Some people are saying, money is a stressor here. Someone was saying it can be a girl, yeah, as a stressor, and all the girls say nothing.
Guys.
Yeah. So it can be a girl. Then somebody else said, pardon? Which stress? It could be a career. The same one here has a job. Yeah. You do. You're junior associates as Challenges. All of you, right? Yeah. Okay. So is there any now we know that we are junior associates at whatever. Challenges. Let's talk about your volunteers or your paid? Volunteers. How many of you pay for rent? How many of you pay rent? So we need money, yeah?
Yes.
We need money. How many of us eat? So we need food. But the beauty of it all is this. Those are supposed to be no more stresses, MindLyfe. My first job, I was a volunteer. But this is years ago. You guys are part of the new generation. Now, now this is between me and you. Don't go around saying things about me. I will deny. I want it's off record. No. Okay. I was a volunteer at a place where we were doing laundry for a lodge. You understand? Laundry? Yes. So I'm volunteering. Yes. Yes. So you get the picture. So you do laundry. You understand? You guys are seeing washing machines nowadays, those things, dobbies and... You get the picture? Yeah. So let's look at it. But it's not a record. So, there is need for work, okay? So, we've talked about a state of well-being. One is able to realize their abilities, because I can see all of you here realize your abilities. You just cannot wait to get a paying job, Isn't it?
Yeah.
That is an ability. Then also, we talked about coping with the normal stresses of life, isn't it? Okay? Then, the next pillar, working productively and fruitfully. Rather volunteer than stay home in my room and watch movie after movie after movie after movie. Okay? That is. I'll use my example. As a clinical psychiatrist, I deal with countless people's problems. Tell me what they are going through, and there are countless. If you want to know problems, you become a psychiatrist. There are countless problems. I am supposed to make sure that I help this person. Are we together? I'm supposed to help them cope with the stresses that they are going through. Isn't it? But even I have my own stresses. So it is. Now let's imagine that I have listened to every one of you here today, with everyone having their own problem, and I've got to go back to my home, to my wife and children. So how do I detach? What's your name? Christine's problem, and not carry it home with me. You get the picture? So it's very important that I actually also have self-care, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very critical.
Why are you late?
Why are you late, baby? You have domestic problems. My report. My reports, what's up? This is what we call role playing. Yeah? Role playing. Benita is actually smiling right now because she knows Ivan is just joking. But now let's imagine that Ivan is the real boss. You will not be smiling. You'll actually be like, cousin, this man is killing me, he's taking me. You know? You understand? So, self-care is very, 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 very important. Because the way she walks out from Ivan's office matters how productive she will be in her work, isn't it? How motivated she will be in her work. How willing she will be to actually stay on that job. Are we together? And let me tell you something, guys. The workplace today is more brutal than ever. We are replacing. We are replacing. So if you're not ready, you actually are going to be replaced, isn't it? Because remember, we have very few jobs with very many competing for them, and then we are faced with inequality in these jobs. Okay, so you've got to be at a certain level, isn't it? You've got to be at a certain. That's the reality. I'm not trying to scare you, but that's the reality of it all. You've got to have a certain level of confidence. You've got to have a certain level of articulation, explaining yourself and the likes of it. You've got to have a certain level of. You've got to be switched on, isn't it? That's the reality of the whole thing. Okay? About who has the best idea. It is about who can actually articulate that idea best. So what does that mean? Bringing you back to self-care, you've got to be in a state whereby you are mentally okay. And the word self means you've got to take care of yourself. In other words, every move or objective is for you to take care of yourself. That means you have got to know your boundaries. You have got to know your limits. Okay? You are not going to take on more than you can manage because you want to impress your boss. Or you are not going to take on less than what you are expected to. So you've got to strike a balance. At the base of your, I told this to Zara before, at the base of your brain stem, there is a cluster of cells, a cluster of nerve cells. And these nerve cells are responsible for monitoring the environment. They are responsible for getting what is relevant and storing it and discarding what is not relevant. Are we together? Right now I am giving you information, and some of you have already picked what is relevant, and the rest you're saying it is not relevant. Are we together? What I am trying to do here is I am trying to tickle that nerve, that cluster of nerve cells. It's called a reticular activating system, RAS. I'm trying to tickle it. After here, certain things will become relevant to you. Okay? An example is when you hear a ringtone and you swear you have never heard that ringtone before. So you download it onto your phone. When you download it onto your phone, you go into a restaurant, okay? And you hear the ringtone from the next table. You will say, this ringtone is too common, isn't it? You swear that ringtone is too what? It's too popular, it's too common. Why? Because right now, at that particular moment, it is relevant. It is something that you pay attention to, isn't it? You pay attention to it, so every time you hear it, you're like, as in, hey! It is simply that RAS being activated. So I'm trying to activate that, to tickle that. So, back to self-care. Back to self-care. We have Brian here. Brian has been the way he is for whatever duration of time that he has been. But how do you exercise self-care, Brian?
I openly, talk about what I need.
Yes.
To friends who can help me out in the event that I'm unable to maybe engage in mobility.
You've heard that. He openly engages friends who he believes can help him out. How many of us have denied him help? Of course, Of course, we are going to say all of us have accorded him help. So, he engages people he believes can actually help him out. Next, Benita, state.
If I realize I'm being overwhelmed, I'll take a break.
You will take a break?
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
In terms of self-care, I like to exercise.
Okay.
Because I find that I think much better and clearer when I exercise.
Brilliant.
To me, when it comes to the workplace,
yes,
I've seen many times when I'm at the work, the way my lead or my leaders, they want to literally see me as a computer.
Huh?
Like I can do everything they tell me, the time they need it done.
Yes.
So with that, I think I need to take some time off.
Yes.
To restore back to to be human.
Yes. Yes. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
To me, like I prioritize work. I get to know which one is so urgent and which one is not urgent when I'm overwhelmed, so that I can care about myself.
Brilliant.
What I have to do, if it's for, I like to plan ahead.
Yes.
So if I'm looking at next week, so I like to visualize what's going to happen during the week.
Yes.
And then if I know what I'm doing on Monday, Tuesday, or for the rest of the week, and then I accord time.
Okay.
And then I try to make sure that I show up for all those appointments or engagements on time.
Practice self-care. I send them to their grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just put on some candles, shower, like very nice shower gel, nice lotion, nice perfume, and then sit in my chair and read a nice book and drink a glass of wine, and I feel better.
Guys, the ladies, you've heard that one. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Everyone has their own way of dealing with it. The North Face, you can tell us.
No, we're actually talking about.
Yes, tell us, tell us.
Maybe
Send away the kids.
No, I have one and she's at my mom's. So
Okay. That's good, that's good. She sends away the kids.
So to be an extra, maybe go for a massage.
Okay, all right. Great,
Yeah,
great, great, great.
something like that.
Geoffrey, how do you deal with this?
With my mental health.
Yeah. How's your self-care? How
Self-care. My self-care is I love band.
Okay, okay.
So in an evening I can sit and listen to band and
Of
course band doesn't go with saliva.
How many of us share? How many of us?
If it is urgent and maybe I cannot move out of my house to go to band.
Yeah.
Mine is unique.
Yes.
So I can watch a video of Messi.
Oh
wow.
I'm back to settings.
Brilliant.
Just a mess.
And WhatsApp and messages. So I can put away my phone and you will call and get tired. But because in that moment I just really want to bring back my scattered soul.
Yes.
I will put away the phone and sleep and write. I love to journal. I think journaling is that one thing that also really helps me get back, then sleep. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Do that. I like to spend time with family and friends. Just laugh and enjoy the company.
Now you can point at him. Yes.
So mine is not so different from Julius's. I try to watch some clips that inspire me, and yeah, that works for me most of the time.
The shadow boxing.
Oh.
from my employer.
Yes.
So every morning when I wake up at around 4,
yes,
I first do some shadow boxing.
Sure.
So if there's anyone who can fund me,
Don't know what shadow boxing is.
Dealing. You haven't said anything. You.
I see.
And eats.
And dance.
Oh, really? Geoffrey disagrees. I think we've had an evening with a band, but not only saliva. We have had. You have had. And even, so we have had countless ways of managing our self-care. But the bottom line is this. Key here is this. You've got to actually step back and take care of yourself, isn't it? You've got to step back and take care of yourself. Some of us want to, we are chasing deadlines all the time.
Yeah.
I've got to finish. No, you leave me, I have a lot to do. Let me tell you, even when anything happens to you, there will still be somebody else to carry on, isn't it?
Yes.
Through shadow boxing, he is actually attaining release.
Yeah.
In my profession, there's what we call catharsis. What that simply means is that if, for instance, I undergo a certain level of trauma, let's say, like him, I've been attacked badly and I want to keep it in. The day I am able to trust and engage someone and tell them about this, I get some form of relief, stroke release, isn't it? And that's what we call catharsis. Yeah? In the sense that now at least I've talked about it, I'm feeling much better. Otherwise, all through that time, before that, I had a lot of pent-up energy. I had a lot of pent-up emotions, closed-up emotions, about the whole saga. So for him, it started out as defense, but now he has found that, fortunately or unfortunately, it is his way of relaxing. Are we together? And boy, I don't want to find you in your relaxing mood. If that's how you relax and release, I want to be your friend. Yes? Okay? Yes. By the way I do it is that at one point in time, you will not get away with it. So, George, how do you cope? How do you carry out your self-care, mental self-care?
I think what I like most is music. I like dancing a lot.
Yes?
Dance a lot. So, even at office by the time, sometimes when I'm getting stressed, I play music.
Yes.
I make sure during lunchtime I play and I shake.
Yeah.
I shake this.
Techno.
But when I'm at home,
yes.
After dancing, I make sure I dance and I have enough water. I go and take long in the bathroom, shower, then I go.
Okay.
And then I'm relaxed.
Oh, that's Muzuri. That's Muzuri. That's Muzuri. You've had him. You're going to talk at one point in time. Mental self-care. How do you?
First of all, me, I isolate.
You isolate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And mostly I'm doing programming, so that's how I do it.
You're doing programming. Okay. Okay. Have you heard? What's your name?
Tony.
Tony. Have you heard how Tony handles his self-care? He isolates. He self-isolates and goes and he does programming. in my time, those were now tech. It also has its disadvantage. It can make you, it can help you, or it can break you. Because someone can actually say something that can set you back ages, and you get hurt. So social media, all right.
Instagram, Twitter, whatever you call it, yeah. We've been very lucky that these days you can filter through some of the things that come through to you. So if there's someone that you don't want to see or some content that you don't want to engage with, you can mute, you can block, you can do all sorts of things to try and filter through all the things that come to you, yeah? Because people will be obviously sending in all sorts of things, but just go back to your settings if there's something that you don't believe in.
Social media breaks and all that. Please take some time off. You're so stressed, probably it's because you're always online, but then at the same time there's some other people that can actually get more stressed if they're actually offline.
Yeah.
So I recently lost my phone and I was really devastated because I was in a foreign country, I couldn't contact my people, I couldn't talk to anybody. So I realized that I can actually live without my phone, but I actually can't live without my phone. Like it is. So the same way people get anxiety out of social media is the same way some of us get anxiety out of not being online. So it's a benefit, and then okay, it can heal some other people, but then it can also make other people sick. And as for me, the mechanism that I have, because the pressure is like too much when it comes to Instagram, TikTok. Like you can wake up like on a Monday morning, you're in office, and then somebody posts somewhere in Mombasa on the beach, then you're having emails to reply, and then somebody's just taking a flight to where? To Nairobi. So at some point it's stressing, but then what I learned as a person is to manage my expectations, my comparing myself to other people. We all can't have the same timing. You can fly out this month, but I can also fly out the next month. So to me, I actually need that phone. I need to be on social media to be better. I cannot live without Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I will get sick. So I need them to be okay. To actually fight my anxiety, I need to be on those platforms.
Very, very honest narration of a case scenario that we can actually explore more. Why? Because what's your name?
I'm Mariam, but I prefer being called Mimi.
Mimi. Mimi has described exactly what social media represents. She got to a realization that I'm finished. Let me see what I'm ready for, what life throws my way, isn't it? Yeah. Whatever comes, until I get the phone, it will not rob me of my life. However, there's also need to get to the realization that she is actually realizing her abilities. That I need my phone. However, I have work to do. I have emails to respond to in the morning. So this phone is a distraction. Are we together? Then she's also saying that, look, this is very stressing. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put away the phone for now while I do these emails. Okay? And then I can go back to these people who are posting their trips to Zanzibar. Yet for me, I'm still here in this heat. Yeah? Yeah? So, I'm not going to compare myself. Did you hear that? That I have learned not to compare myself. That is a coping strategy. So she's coping with the normal stresses of life, which every one of us here undergoes. You see Ivan driving a car and you're like under a lot of stress, or with a new phone and you're like under a lot of stress. Are we together? Yeah. Those are normal stresses of life, isn't it? Then she's working productively and fruitfully. She's saying, look, I'm going to work, then I'll deal with the social media later because I've got deadlines too. Okay? Through at work. And you cannot be able to confide in a colleague. I'm saying colleague because it is very likely that not most of us are friends with our bosses. That is a given. Isn't it? Yeah. Rarely do you confide in your boss. That, this is what is happening. It's rare. You get it? So it's more likely that you confide in a colleague. Because on average, a year has 365 days, right? For a working person, you spend about 265 to 270 days at work in a year.
I think sometimes even more.
You think sometimes even more. So that means your colleague is actually, you're inseparable from your colleague, isn't it? The person you share the desk with, or something. The person, you get the picture. So if one of the ways also to take care of yourself mentally is to actually find somebody you can be able to open up to and confide in. David confided in the other one confided, unfortunately brought out his to the forum. It was a secret. What's your name?
Dale. But there is something I would like to say.
Yes.
You know, most of what you've given, I've been like kind of maybe like solutions. What you do when you have a stress, you get.
Yes.
But I'm looking at the scenario whereby you are working with maybe your lead.
Yes.
There's someone like you report to what?
Somebody.
And then he has this continuous habit. You get it? Like maybe backing at you, abusing your drink, those things that turn you off. You get it? But for me, I think that the moment you don't tell this person out, when you don't let yourself out to tell this person, even if you go to your social media, even if you listen to your music, even if you shadow box, still this person will come up with their behavior and their baggage and they put it back. You get it? So for me, I think that first of all, it's better. Like, you say yourself out and tell this person that, you know what you do pisses me off, or guess what? And that you get that level ground, because even if you go on your socials and whatsoever and you follow this person and get this inspiration, this person will still come back and hurt you with the same thing. So I think for me that's my way of doing things. If at all you come to me with your package, I will just tell you right away that, you know what, I'm not in that lane or what.
Brilliant. Or this lead who uses abusive language, that's what it is.
Exactly.
Who pisses you off with the way he handles you. Okay? Now, I don't know much about the workplaces, but workplaces nowadays model themselves on respect at the workplace.
And right now it might not necessarily be a workplace.
Yes.
Even in our social lives.
Exactly.
It can even be a home. It can even be anywhere. You have this brother, even in a relationship.
Yes.
You have this maybe girlfriend. She has some habit.
Yes.
That turns you off. But she won't, when you can't listen to your music, she won't know. And she'll come and repeat the same thing, repeat it and repeat it. So you get it. Means that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're interested, you know? You get it.
And you can't tell her what she's doing.
No, what I'm telling you, this is
already you're intimidating the man. You are intimidating the man. You're okay. You're intimidating the man. So you can't tell her.
It may be you see, in life, we have this kinds of people like for example, me, I do music.
Yes.
Yeah. You go and record your songs and then someone frequently tells you that, you know, what you sing is maybe trash. I'm giving you your life stuff. You get it? Someone can be like, for them, what they just do is to just lower you. You get it? You get it. But when you can go and sing to 100 people somewhere there, and then they'll be like, man, you're good. But when you are in the vibe of this one individual, it can even make you feel like demotivated and you're nothing and you're what? You get it?
That's the one. That's what I've been waiting for.
Exactly.
People don't differentiate between fear and respect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because if you have to look at a home, for example, if you're living with your dad or your parents, we have fear for our parents, but actually don't have respect. Yeah, most. Let me give you a scenario. Yes. Someone sends you to do something you don't want to do, but because you fear, you won't actually stay with them. Because you will just do it. Because if I don't do it, he will do this, he will do this. You can't speak up. Because you actually don't respect that person, you fear them. Yeah.
Maybe does it cause any stress when you're hungry?
Guys, that's a brilliant question. Your body releases hormones at 1 p.m. every day, lunchtime, whether there is food there or not. Okay? Because that's the time when it expects what? Food. Now when they get there and there is no food, okay, this is what will happen. Those acids will land on your stomach lining, which is empty, and burn. Okay? Because now I'm expecting food. When the food comes, I digest it, isn't it? Now what will happen is you will get wounds in there, and those wounds are what we call the ulcers that we get.
What about people who get headache?
That is also an issue, because you're not yet, you're really hungry. By the way, I'm not talking about hungry of I had breakfast but now lunch is here and I have it. I'm talking about this hunger of I last ate last night and it is lunchtime. I last ate at 7 p.m. last evening. Yeah? You understand that? So yes, it results in stress. Okay? Yes, you are.
Expectation is engagement.
Yes.
When you start with mental health.
Yes.
Maybe there are things we really never went into and they are very fundamental.
Yes.
And this is one of, is it cognitive?
Yes.
I expected you to talk more about it.
Yes.
I had a submission from one of the colleagues saying that his boss maybe expects him to be like he's given more tasks.
Yes.
And cognitive refers to where someone is understanding, processing, and use of the information.
Yes.
So mental health encompasses so much on that, and I expected you to go much on that because if at all we have exhausted that, maybe we would be able, would be able to understand there is a way you can develop a mechanism, because the dictionary definition of mental health does not only encompasses like mental disorder, but it goes to different, it's a complex continuum.
Yes.
And how you can develop. Please, guys, people, please. How you can develop. Actually, there is no way. I don't have no. Okay, I've been searching, but there is no way. Okay, defined way of a mental health. Like how can you stay like healthy mentally?
Yes.
But the way you can make your cognitive and develops a mechanism of how you can relate and go about the situation is better. And exhausting would have helped Ivan maybe to understand and to know that this is expected of me from workplace, how I'm going to process, how I'm going to use the information given to me. Maybe his boss wouldn't be abusive. Because I want to give you an example. At work, when you go at work, the expectations the boss are expecting from us. It's going to give you tasks, expect you to understand, process, and give output. But how we can react on that really matters, because when a boss gives you a submission of what you are going to do, and you are this person who does not understand, does not do process, and at the end of the day you don't come out with product or you don't produce it, it also it causes mental health. So my expectation were more that you are going to go deep in that because we could understand better.
All right.
Whatsoever is disturbing you, doesn't it, like, you know, you're setting up yourself for recipe for disaster, because very many people that, you know, commit a suicide and have, you know, fall into depression is a result of, you know, not getting out some of these things. So I don't know whether
That's a brilliant question.
Meet you and talk to you because of time. So I'm Timothy.
Yo,
and, yes.
Brilliant.
I've been in leadership positions for a long time, and we leaders usually have mental problems. Because why? We are surrounded with many people. Many people bring their issues to you. Now, my general problem, and I don't know whether I'm to be helped. I may be having problems or maybe issues, I'm anxious. But when I talk to somebody, I want to talk to you. After some time, I withdraw. I don't talk to you. And when I decide to talk to you, I don't tell you 100%. I tell you 20%. I don't know why. So I don't want to open up so much. And that's why sometimes I usually go to the priest because I know these people. They tell me and I believe. But when I talk to another human being, I don't feel that I'm intelligent. I don't know what is my problem.
Different methods work for different people. Okay? I would be very concerned. I would be very concerned in my profession or as a professional in this area, if at all there was isolation interferes with his day-to-day function. I would be very concerned. Day-to-day functioning in what areas? He talked about cognitive. Now cognitive, we are talking about things like the way he thinks, the way he processes his information. If Dale, for instance, came here tomorrow after a long period of isolation, and whatever he's speaking, I cannot make out what he's saying. Okay? I would be concerned. The way he processes my information, I would be concerned if it is off tangent. Are we together? So the mode of coping mechanism that you employ as an individual, does it interfere with your daily functioning? That is critical. Does it interfere with your physical health? Because he might isolate himself, and then the day he comes out, he's actually emaciated. That is, he's lost a lot of weight. He's no longer the Dale you knew. Are we together? That is something to deal with his physical health. Does he, when he came out, did he come out with ideas of killing himself? Are we together? Suicidal ideation. So then I would be really concerned. So I hope I've been able to answer your question there. Otherwise, like I said at the beginning, I'm simply tickling that cluster of that rust. Don't, and I keep telling people this, don't leave this place and go out there and start looking at your neighbor and saying, ha, that one has a problem. That one has a mental health problem. You know, please don't. I've tried to keep it as level as possible so that we can stay on course. You understand? Don't go assigning disorders to people. Diagnosis.
Actually, yes. The lady was.
Yes. Anything?
She wanted to know if maybe deep thinking or overthinking can lead to mental health, or is it part of mental health? Does it affect someone?
Yes. Yes and no. What will happen is, as long as that deep thinking interferes with your daily functioning, that is a trigger. That is a problem, isn't it? Yeah. Because if, for instance, I am thinking the whole day, walking up and down this yard, you are definitely going to get concerned that there is something wrong with Timothy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the baseline is interfering with your normal daily functioning. And normal daily functioning is whereby you have known this person in this particular light, but now they are different. You haven't said anything. Please say your name. Pardon? Leah. Okay. Nice to meet you. Nice to hear your voice, Leah. You haven't said anything. The one in the white t-shirt.
Nicholas. Nicholas is my name. But I like being called Klaus.
Santa.
Klaus.
Alright, I guess we've had a good day. I had the class, so it will wait. So that's why I'm not disrespecting you. I was just on class. That's why I was listening to you. How are you feeling now? How's the session been? How have you had from Timothy, Zahara?
Still want more.
You still want more?
We want more.
Brian, what's up?
I'm not thirsty.
You're still Okay, that's good. How about Julius?
Hungry for more information.
Hungry for more information?
That's fine.
Exactly. And at this point, let's give it up for Claire and the team for actually inviting us. It's an honor, and thank you for the opportunity. And like the question, I didn't get your name, they asked. I believe we shall be having more engagements. Well, actually, I don't know about Timothy, I didn't ask him, but this is my contact, this is Zahara's contact. You can take them. And MindLyfe, you remember, MindLyfe. The website is there, you can reach out from there. That's our website.
Does he want to give people the contact for those that want to listen to the conversation?
Okay, so if Timothy is going to, we also have Timothy's number here. Okay, okay, we have, let's vote on something. I need us to vote on something. Would you?
Guys,
something has come up. We were proposing if we could have a WhatsApp group with you people or so many questions you would have. Would that be okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, sure. We're gonna make a.
I have only one phone number, so yes, I can be part of that WhatsApp.
Okay, so
what I suggest is you can create a group, send me a link, then I send it to these people's groups.
Definitely.
And everyone that wants to join and have more one-on-one conversations with this team can then proceed from that. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Is this defined?
So let's go out where the lighting is beautiful.
Yeah, and that thing actually, I'd forgotten. Zay,
so we've started this thing where we create safe spaces, about mental health, where people come together and then we talk about everything mental health. We encourage people to speak up and share experiences, or just to generally learn about mental health. I don't know if any of you would be interested in things like that.
Yeah, we will be sharing with you more on the link, because actually we had our first mental safe space last 2 months.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not just about, you see, like how many of you are working? Sorry. Okay, let's take a picture, then we shall share that more, right? Because of time. Hello, how's everyone doing? Today we've been at Challenges Uganda here in Chambogo with a session on about safe spaces as well as self-coping strategies for over 30 young people, graduates. And here is Brian. He's going to share us with his experience from the engagement we've had by Mr. Timothy Kalunji as well as Zahara Kwanzi and I myself. Gillian, how are you?
Fine.
Good. What do you think about the engagement with Mr. Timothy here? Mr. Timothy Kalunji.
The engagement was so good, and I feel so good after the engagement because it's my first time to learn about mental health matters, and I'm so happy that we've had this. And also I feel like I've put a lot of knowledge from this to my innovation, that is sexual reproductive health, and we focus on the area of abortion, and mental health has been missing in this. And through this engagement, I hope to take up some aspects and also try to see how I can translate some of these messages into sign language for the deaf community to benefit from this, and they can understand what mental health means.
Wow, that's so good, and I'm happy to hear from that. Actually, about the mental health, actually, we're so glad to meet you, and we're looking forward to work with the organization. And I know and Mr. Timothy is here, and Zed, we shall be glad to help you and work with you on that. I would like you to share a special message to Mr. Timothy from what he has shared with you today. And then he will ask you something before you go.
Some special message that I can share with Mr. Timothy, and from what he has shared with us, with the team, mostly about self-care. It means how I can care about myself, maybe in my workplace, the community, or anywhere. So also this, if there is an issue that has come up, how do I control this and calm myself, put myself together again? So I've learned a lot of experience from that. Seriously, thank you so much, because I'm going to really use this so much.
Okay, and Mr. Timothy, any question, anything to share with Julian today?
This is my first time here at Challenges Uganda, and what we are trying to do is that we are trying to reach out to people in the communities, especially the disadvantaged, the people with physical disabilities, and make a difference in their lives. Mental health affects us all, and it eludes most of us in equal measure. So by taking this message into such spaces, we will go a long distance in actually addressing the myths and misinformation about mental health. Thank you very much, Julian, for having me. Thank you very much for Challenges Uganda for having me, and we hope to come again. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you so much. I think I can do. Hope, good to see you. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, sure. We'll be in touch. No.
Hello, Julius.
Hi.
So how was the session today?
The session has been so good, and I also feel relieved because I've really benefited a lot. I've gotten some basic skills about mental health.
Okay. And would you be willing to attend some more mental health events hosted by MindLyfe and Wellbeing in the future? Do you think you'd benefit from those?
Yes. I'm very ready because I also have, last week we won some grant. It's $3,000, that is about an Apple app, and we expect to put more information about mental health and also other sexual reproductive health and terms. For example, HIV, we need to post information in sign language to teach the deaf community. We teach more than 1,000 deaf young people.
Oh, that's really good. Well done, Julius. That's very good. So the app, what's it for? Is it like, is it only for sexual health?
Yes, this app is going to be for sexual reproductive health, but you know, sexual reproductive health is very wide. It's so general. So, but way back we had to put around 12 videos that were focusing on different basic areas where, for example, there is family planning, and also we wanted to add some other mental health issues that missed. So we need to put this also on the app and spread it out to the deaf people to understand on how they can control mental health, because you know very many young deaf people in the community lack this information and they don't access a lot of information. When you go to the world, most of the information is spoken and lack interpreters, so it's very many. And some of them use captions, and you know very many deaf people never went to school, so they benefit from the sign language, they can't read, and so it's so challenging for the deaf people to access most of the information. So these videos are going to help them. We're going to sign them, put captions, and also put pictures to show them and illustrate in a best way for them to understand. So the videos are inclusive.
Okay, so that's a very good initiative, Julius. Thank you very much once again. So I think going forward from the session, we've understood that people would be interested in safe spaces, and I think we can work with Julius with what he's doing and work with MindLyfe and Lisa to come up with something to help people in the deaf community. Yeah, thank you, Julius. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Gigi.
Hi, good afternoon. So today we have been invited by Challenges Uganda and the consortium of MindLyfe Uganda, Kuliriza and Classic Health Initiatives. And what we've been doing basically is continuing our conversation about mental health, raising awareness among the youth today, and we have been specifically talking about self-care in the workplace. These are people that are currently unemployed, but we have been trying to prep them for life out there as they go out to look for employment. So we've been giving them tips about self-care and how to conduct themselves within the workplace environment. So we have a lead here, Claire, who invited us on behalf of Challenges Uganda, and I would like to ask her a few questions to briefly tell us about what Challenges Uganda is about and what you guys do here.
Thank you, Beth, for that introduction. My name is Claire Nakato. I am a programs coordinator for the Youth to Work program at Challenges Uganda. Challenges Uganda is part of a larger family known as the Challenges Group, based in Edinburgh, Scotland, and we are a business consulting firm where we provide business support to small and medium enterprises in sub-Saharan Africa. For this project specifically, we work with young graduates from universities and tertiary institutions, ages 21 to 30, and also 21 to 30 for persons with disabilities. So we get unemployed graduates and then place them in small to medium enterprises for 3 months. In the enterprises, they provide business consulting support. So here, we give them the training to be able to provide that service. And the goal of this is so they can learn employability skills that are much needed in the private sector and any other institution. We hear so many employers talk about how they wouldn't want to hire people because young people don't have the skills, young people are lazy. Yes. We are sort of trying to change that narrative because young people, if given the platform, are very talented. Yes. They bring up a lot of fresh ideas and if allowed they can implement them, and that's what we do. So today we have been on this placement for 6 weeks. And so we do a mid-placement review where we reflect on the past 6 weeks, how they have been, what has been good, what can we celebrate, and what do we want to change to make the next phase of our placement good for everybody. And I thought that it would be very good for us to have a chat on mental health, especially for young people in the workspace. Some of the challenges that they may be facing may be mental health related, and having an awareness of how they can tackle those challenges, how they can deal with the stresses of life, and also how they can take care of themselves while continuing to deal with these everyday responsibilities is very important. And so I thought at the mid-placement would be the best time for them to actually have this session. I'm very happy to see how much they have learned and how much they have contributed and participated in the session. So I'm very happy.
Oh, thank you very much, Claire. And well, I hope with what we presented between MindLyfe, and the Classic Initiatives Helping, I hope that we have been able to give them a few tips that they can use as they go out into the workplace. Because as you know, the workplaces these days, the environment is it's not easy. Yeah, it's getting harder and harder every day. You are very, very replaceable. There are few jobs and there's so many people competing for just one post. Yeah. So it's always better that someone positions themselves in a way that they stand out above everyone else. Yeah. And what we've done here today, I'm grateful for the opportunity because I am very, very, very passionate about mental health, very, very passionate. And holistic health anyway, as a whole, yeah, so not just mental health, but spiritual, well-being, everything, holistically. So going forward, I hope that we can work together to support the youth in our communities, because we want to continue raising, awareness, continuing these conversations, because you just never know who you impact and how you help them. So thank you very much, Claire, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you too.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.